Alright, boys and girls, this is Rick Allison at Dynamic Machinery in Jackson, Tennessee. With this 2012 Cat 314 DL excavator that we just set up for a customer of ours. They wanted to be able to do a number of tasks with this thing. So started out with just a quick coupler in a bucket. It's a Cat hydraulic quick coupler, so we added a hydraulic thumb. It's built to length by Showtime Fabrication. Built to match the bucket. Stays on with the hydraulic quick coupler. Plumbed in through the factory Cat tool control system. Got these shutoff valves on it, so if you want to drop the bucket and use this MM36 mulcher, you can retract the thumb up against the arm and then use these shutoff valves on both sides to lock it in position. Then we've got some plumbing here with quick connects teed in there to divert flow to the mulcher. So on this side, this is the cab side, which is always the pressure side on a Cat machine. On the other side, this is the tank return for the one-way flow. And we added a case drain line. So it's a quick connect for the case drain and a quick connect for the tank return. We put the spiral armor on there. On these Bradcos, I don't know why, they got the ports on both sides. No machine has the hydraulic lines on the same side, so we have to redirect one of these lines over to the other. We use this piece of plumbing right here in this bracket to hold it tight. So this D-Series has got a factory Cat tool control package, which means it's got the reliefs and valving. You can control pressure and volume. It's all done through the monitor in here. So when we got in and installed this mulcher, you get to the tool selection by hitting this button once and it brings up this menu. So you hit the OK. It's work tool select, OK. Well, these are the choices that we've got here. Bucket, no tool, that just means that the auxiliaries aren't activated. And then these are some Cat model numbers to just their attachments. Most of the machines might have a few things like this uploaded in it. This thumb profile worked great for the thumb we put on there, but there wasn't a profile for a Bradco MM36, of course. So I talked to the manufacturer, and these Bradcos have a variable displacement motors that you can adjust the swash plate to different flow rates and pressures. And I basically got from the tech guy at Bradco that under ideal circumstances, about 40 gallons per minute and 4,000 psi is what you need. So I went in and built this profile, which you don't have to have Cat to do. You can do it yourself, and I'll show you how to do that in a minute. So that's the MM36 Bradco. If we're going to run that, I just hit OK and it's selected. So I'll go back, and that's what we're ready to operate. So I'm running it off this joystick right here, just pushing it forward. So now that you see that, we'll have a look at how to build this profile. So we're going to go back over here into this menu. We'll go over to enter the service mode. I guess this is a default password because it seems to work on the D series. It's FFF. So now you're in there, and there's a number of things you can do, but what I want to look at is the tool program. So these are all the profiles for the different attachments that you can run on there. Now these are the first four there are the preloaded CAD attachments. That's just a pretty standard thumb profile. That's another CAD attachment. This is the one that I put in there. System lets you name it what you want to name it, and then there's several different parameters you can go through. I've got the combiner valve and the priority valves enabled. It's a one-way flow, which just means that the return oil goes directly to the tank instead of to the control valve. There's some relief pressures. I stole some of this information just off the hammer profile. The hammer profile was pretty close to what we needed. It just only ran about 2,300 psi, and for this Bradco unit we need about 4,000 psi. So convert that over to kilopascal, and that nominal pressure, that's what that is, about 30,000 kilopascal. And then instead of gallons per minute, these are in liters per minute. 170 is a little over 40 gallons per minute. It seems to be a pretty good match without stealing too much from the rest of the machine to run that mulcher. But you can get in here and play with these values as you're running it, kind of dial it into what you're doing, but you just select how you want it by, let's see, show you, for example, on these flow rates. I just hit, let me see, actually bumped out of there. If I'm going to change the flow rate, I'm here on that title, I hit OK, and it sends me down here, and I'm just up and down tuning the flow rate on this thing. I'm going to leave it on 170. Hit OK again, hit back, and that's the profile we've got. So the best way to build those profiles is you can look at what the factory uploaded stuff are for the CAD attachments, but if you don't buy CAD attachments, you want to buy other stuff, you can kind of base it off of something similar and tune those values and make it work. Talk to your attachment manufacturer or qualified dealer, and they can give you an idea of where your baselines need to be and tune from there. But anyway, that's the D series auxiliary hydraulic tool program explanation from Rick Allison at Dynamic Machinery in Jackson, Tennessee. www.dynamicmachinery.net on the web. Thank you.